Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. I'm your host. My name is Bad Moon Pie / Cat. I don't do this by myself, ever. Sometimes I barely do it at all. On my right...
Hi, I'm Cora, and I look like I was created from a child's imagination.
In magic, and I'm so down for it. On my other side, I think I've met her once or twice.
Just once or twice. I'm Cass, or Moon Pie, as I got stuck with through a family tradition.
That's right, and back there, behind the boards, doing his absolute best to keep up.
I actually got a working microphone this week.
Hey!
I'm very happy about that. Hopefully people can hear me better now.
It's the little victories.
We have to get them more.
There was a big victory for me this week. Oh, baby.
Tell us about it.
Oh, I'll tell you about it once we get into the show.
Okay, and now we're going to get into the show with some super cool nerd news.
Alright, so in no one's surprise, I got some anime news for everybody.
What?
Shocked.
Shock and awe, I know. So, I'm not sure if y'all have heard of this little anime called Mob Psycho 100.
I haven't, but you're telling me that it's a big deal, and so I'm going to go with, of course, Mob Psycho 100.
The cycle of mobs.
So,
the first 1 through 99, not that good.
if you enjoyed One Punch Man, this is the same guy that wrote One Punch Man, wrote and drew Mob Psycho 100. It is like one big shitpost. It's so much fun. The whole premise, overly, simplified premise, is you have this kid named Mob, and he is psychic. But he doesn't really use a lot of his power. So the whole point is, you'll see him use, maybe 3% of his power and do this, and maybe 10% of his power and do this. But when he reaches 100%, he has godlike power. And so, Mob Psycho 100.
Oh, okay.
But, this show has been, pretty it's been a niche popular thing for a while. So, it's weird. It's popular, but nobody talks about it. It's one of those kind of shows.
Yep.
The art is very interesting because, again, the creator isn't, ungodly good as the artist who did, One Punch Man. But his style works for this story, and I love it. So I think maybe that's why it's not as popular. But we're getting a season 3. That's what's the most important thing. We're getting a season 3 coming out in October. If you haven't watched Mob Psycho, then you need to head on over to crunchyroll.com, not sponsored, and... Yet, but please, I would love that. And give it a watch, because it is so funny.
I'm interested.
Raymond, the blonde guy, is an absolutely terrible person, and I love him. He is the definition of a con man, and doesn't fully believe in the, ghost hunting business that he has. And just kind of uses Mob for his power.
It's giving very, pushing daisies.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's that show you like with a skeptic and they go on the ghost hunting, but it's a reality show?
X-Files?
Reality show.
Oh, I know.
You act like I haven't seen
Unsolved
X-Files.
Or, I don't remember what it's called, but I know exactly which one you're talking about.
The new one's called Ghost Files. The original was called BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Yeah. Yeah, it has...
So sorry.
Honestly, it has a very much that kind of vibe, and it's great. All you need to give it is 1 or 2 episodes, and you're usually sold. It's good.
Nice.
That's good. There needs to be more shows like that.
Yeah.
But yes, Crunchyroll, please sponsor us. We'll watch all the anime instead of just Evangelion and 3 others that Christian makes us watch.
I watched Attack on Titan. Most of it.
Some of it.
Begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly.
I'll kidnap y'all to watch some good anime.
Okay.
Who else has TV show news?
I do.
Go.
I do. Let's talk about also a story that you can watch on, read about.
That's what
on
TV shows are.
supercoolnerdshow.com. So, Cora mentioned one of my favorite Netflix shows last week, Love, Death, and Robots. Well, we got an official trailer for season 3. And not only did they reveal the season 3 trailer, but they told us the titles that the episodes are going to be. So we're looking at 9 episodes this time around. You know, I have notes. I has notes. Also premiering May 20th on Netflix. So right around the corner, best birthday gift for me, because this is like 3 days afterwards. So the episodes are going to be the 3 robots that we saw in the first. Oh wait, I got a trailer. Why am I not playing the trailer?
Also, that's Cameron's birthday.
May 20th? Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good one for him. So anyway, so the episodes that we'll be watching are going to be 3 robots, exit strategies, the same 3 robots that saw like humanity after it all blown up or whatever. Bad Traveling, The Very Pulse of the Machine, Night of the Mini-Dead, which I need to know more information about. Kill Team Kill, the best name ever for anything. Swarm, Mason's Rats, In Vaulted Halls, Entombed, and Jabaro, which we actually saw a little bit of at the beginning of this trailer. This trailer looks great. There's a giant crab. There's a giant crab killing folks. I'm all about this. This is what I've always, y'all know me. I love anthology series, Twilight Zone, the stuff on Shudder. So this is right up my alley. I love all the different art styles, all the different stories, different creators. I can't say enough about, and I literally said in this article, as I was searching for a reason to hold on to Netflix, they released this trailer.
Man, I was hoping that would be Sandman.
So yes, y'all, Sandman's coming too.
There was an interview that came out recently with Neil Gaiman that does have me excited about Sandman.
So you can go to the article on our website for more information about each individual episode. But I am all about this. Cora, you've been more than audible about your enjoyment of this show.
No, I haven't.
You said that you liked the first season, right?
No, I said that I liked what I was seeing in the trailers.
You didn't watch it at all? Because I thought when you brought the story up, you said you had seen it before.
No.
I said I'd try to watch it.
Wow.
I'll try to watch it again. It was a little...
Do I need to go into the Star Wars rant that I did?
No.
I watched an episode.
Uh-huh.
There's a weird
BDSM.
thing in homophobia, which is like masculine lesbians are predatory. And I don't know if it was the first episode. Somebody had me watch an episode in which that was featured.
It was
The one with the kaiju?
It was, I don't remember. I know it was the first season. And so I stopped watching. Now I get it's an anthology, so that has nothing to do with the rest
Feel
of
free
the
to
show.
skip over the ones you don't like. I love this series. I watch them all and
I will say this in response to your, do I need to go on another Star Wars rant? Being choosy about which things we engage in does not make us ungrateful for massive amounts of content.
for Star Wars it does. Not for this one. I'll give y'all a pass on this one. For Star Wars, absolutely.
I don't need your pass.
What are you mad that we're not watching?
Huh? That y'all haven't finished all the episodes of Star Wars. Y'all haven't cleaned your plates.
Oh, okay. So, like, I haven't watched
That was the
Book of
whole
Boba
thing.
Fett. Yeah. I do
See?
remember. Yes, I do remember that conversation.
No, but this would be my reason for keeping a Netflix subscription. I mean, yes, Sandman is not here yet, but okay, y'all got me for another month. What else you got? Y'all canceled Cowboy Bebop on me, mother. Sorry, I was about to go off on that one. But yeah, Love, Death, and Robots, May 20th on Netflix. Cannot wait.
Exciting. What else we got in TV?
We have a new Doctor Who, actually.
Hey!
It was announced a couple of days ago. Ncuti Gatwa is his name. He's a Rwandan Scottish an actor. Born in Rwanda, raised partially in Scotland. He has previously been seen on a show that I know that you're really familiar with, so I wanted to know if you could talk to us about him, because I haven't watched Sex Education.
I watched some of it. I was amused by some of the premise, which was basically like a dude who's not really having sex starts giving out sex advice because his mom's like a sex therapist or something. Anyway, this kid plays his best friend and was part of one of the more like emotional moments that I saw on the show, which was like he and his best friend have a a yearly tradition of dressing in drag and going to see Hedwig in the big city. And he, for reasons that are, I don't know, like, he has his reasons and you understand why it happened, but it doesn't make it excusable. Like, he doesn't get there in time. So the kid, the black kid, the Rwandan Scottish guy, went in drag by himself into the big city, and that doesn't go well. And it's just like, he gets mad.
Yeah. He
gets real mad, and you understand why, but, like, he can act his ass off, I'll say that. Like,
and that's all I need to know, usually, with my doctor. I am really, really excited, and I think we've talked about this before, that we are getting a new showrunner in an old showrunner, Russell T. Davies, which did Christopher Eccleston, the David Tennant years. Our showrunner for the last... not my showrunner. I'm so sorry. The showrunner for the last couple of years has been Chris Chibnall, and I think the series has took a significant dive in quality. It got. There's a difference between socially progressive, interesting stories and straight up preaching to your audience. And he, like here's the line, here's good content, and here's where he was. Like,
he was over here just on the pulpit, basically.
We don't want to see you use your show solely as a vehicle for screaming your message, unless that's what we signed up for.
Yeah,
like,
and he was doing what is straight up, and this is the appropriate word, propaganda. Now, it's propaganda that I agree with. You should, be a good person, but it's still, I'm like,
I wanted to see the fiction.
I wanted to see, like, a sci-fi show. I wanted to see and enjoy, like, good writing, and I haven't seen that for several years, which sucks because Jodie Whittaker is an amazing doctor. She's charming, she's funny, she's so cool, and the writing hasn't been there over the last couple of years, and we're getting Russell T. Davies back, and we're getting our first black doctor to take the helm. We've had one briefly kind of come in here and there in the background, but we're getting a black lead, and I think that's really cool.
I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it should have been me.
Because you wanted it?
every time, BBC, why?
It's because you're not Scottish.
Exactly.
I don't have to be, I can figure
No, but you do have to be. You have to live there. Like, you do have to live there.
I feel like your audition tape is just you walking onto set and, like, making all the sound effects of, like, the TARDIS and then bringing in a lightsaber for no reason, and then just being like, "I'm black, yo!"
Oh,
and then, like, losing.
It's a Dalek, and then a trash can just boom hits you across the face.
I wish I could be mad at that.
I would watch the shit out of that.
And
then you do
So new skit,
Straight up punch.
new skit idea, terrible Doctor Who.
And then you
audition
doing
tapes.
like your own like stunts on camera with an invisible monster. And you're like, oh, and then you like
It's a Doctor
throw
Who staple.
yourself.
You gotta show that you have that in
I
your
just
bank.
feel like you do that. That's what you do
I'd
for
be the
your.
punchiest doctor there would be.
Absolutely.
And
know what?
everyone would want to see that.
We have been lacking a doctor that just solves the problems by punching people.
It's true.
That is true.
One of the Cybermen just gets a right hook. His head spins.
I don't think you should be the Doctor. I think you should be the next Master.
Ooh.
Because we have had an American Master.
You know what? I'd settle for a sidekick.
Oh, Michelle Rodriguez.
I'd settle for a sidekick.
Okay,
role.
you know what? I could see Jason being a very mouthy sidekick.
Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother, played the Master in the 1996 movie. It was bad. It was really bad. But there has been an American Master.
Doctor Who and the
I'm clearly not cut out to be the Doctor. I'll stop auditioning or stop begging.
Really excited. I will sit down and I will start watching Doctor Who again.
I will say this kid is charismatic. He's extremely watchable. He has he's just a really good actor. All of his expressions translate really well, and you're like, I know what that's feeling.
Yeah, he's got one of those faces.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
Oh yeah.
Which is really great in a high school show, but would be much better in something like Doctor Who.
So admittedly, and this is like in the comment about the showrunner and everything. The only episodes of Doctor Who that I remember watching and enjoying were either from Eccleston or from Tennant. Because I did not like what I was seeing with Matt Smith.
There was a
Number
significant
11 is my
shift,
doctor.
and so
Yeah,
I understand that.
and that's nothing against Matt Smith. I like Matt Smith as an actor and as a person, but his doctor I wasn't a fan of.
I mean, he has a weird, upsetting face. I can get behind people not liking him as the doctor, even though I did.
Yeah, it was more so like the storylines were just really weird, and the
Yeah.
whole Amy Pond and Roy Pond, like everything with that was just real like.
Russell T Davies did some of the emotionally hardest hitting episodes that we've ever
That's
seen.
the only thing I'm scared of is Russell T Davies
Yeah.
can be a bummer.
He's not a pull your
Oh, yeah.
punches kind of guy.
He's not.
Oh, yeah, like very very distinctly the two episodes that I remember seeing. Like this was what my friend showed me to get me into Doctor Who was Are You My Mummy and Blink. Like those were the two episodes that she showed me.
Interestingly, one of them was written by Stephen Moffat.
Huh? Wait,
Yeah.
which one? Was
Actually,
it Blink?
both of them. Both of them were written by Stephen Moffat.
Oh.
Let's not talk about Stephen Moffat. What else have we gotten?
yeah,
yeah,
let's,
that's
what else we got?
Anybody else? TV?
I have another TV actually.
Go.
So, Netflix had this little show that I got Jason into called The Way of the House Husband. It was a manga originally that got turned into an anime and got turned into a live action series on Netflix. If y'all haven't watched it, it is about a man who is formerly of the Yakuza and leaves that lifestyle to become a traditional house husband. His wife is the breadwinner and he stays at home, and it is so funny. I cannot express how funny this is. Like, the setup for the jokes are usually that it looks like he's doing something mob related, and then it turns out he's like making a cute bento for his wife, and then he's taking pictures for Instagram or taking his dog for a walk. And even like when he runs into other like members of the Yakuza of like rival gangs or whatever, they'll like square up and he's like, your dog's cute, so's yours. Play date? Yeah. And then they go to the dog park. Like, it's great. But the Netflix show was such a big success that we will be having a 6-part epilogue special for the show. It's going to take place about a year and a half after the finale, and it's going to go encounter some topics like his kid going into like middle school and dealing with that, having like okonomiyaki making contests with other rival members, and like job hunting and all kinds of like like things that are just normal everyday life for us, but shenanigans for this. We don't have a date when we will get it, but Japan will be getting it starting May 27th.
Is this a live action show?
Yes.
Also,
I've only seen the anime.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever said that.
The live action is actually pretty good.
Okay.
There's also a movie that is coming out in Japan. It will be released on June 3rd, and the live action cast from the show will be reprising their roles for the movie. We don't know when that'll be released in America, but I'm really hoping for, soon, because I love this show.
It's wild from what I know. Like, it's absolutely wild, and I love that.
You know that the joke, like these like dramatic setups are going to be something so mediocre, but you don't know what that mediocre is, and so it's like, is this the one time it's going to be serious?
Yeah.
Is he about to shank someone and he just starts cutting lettuce?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I love
of course. Also, I love his wife. She's so
that. Very little of it, but yeah.
She's so cute.
That's something that seems like they do better in different environments. Like, we never wait for the joke long enough, I think, in most American television. So they'll make a similar setup, but then they'll zoom back and it's like 4 seconds in. They're like, no, that's not what's happening. So
Yeah. But moral of the story, if you have not watched Way of the House Husband yet on Netflix, if you still have your Netflix, you should go do that because it's great. It's a well, give it know what Netflix is doing. If you still have it, it's great. It's a good mood booster. And if you're feeling down and need a laugh with very little effort, you got this show. And soon more.
I like it.
what else we got? TV.
I've kind of, you've kind of, we've kind of.
Go through every...
You and I.
Okay.
We have a story.
What's that?
If you haven't watched Netflix's American Vandal, it's a documentary. It's a documentary.
It's a mockumentary.
Well, I was going to get to that. It's a documentary about a student, a high school student that was accused of vandalizing and drawing a bunch of penises on teachers' cars. It is entirely fictional.
Not just teachers.
Everybody's. It's entirely fictional. It is, when you think mockumentary, a lot of times you think like The Office or Parks and Rec. Mm-hmm. This is indistinguishable from an actual documentary. It's straight up, and it's done by 2 high school students who are doing this whole thing, and it has them like theorizing about who could have done it, and it's really, really, really good. So the people behind that are doing another one. It's called Players, and it's about esports. And I took my first look at the trailer, and I've seen some esports. Kat has seen more. It looks like everything I've ever seen that's been produced for esports. Like, it looks like esports, and I don't know how to say it, but it does.
This looks like there's an infamous documentary about Team Liquid in League of Legends called Breaking Point, and it is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. It was recommended to me by League of Legends and Overwatch All-Star shoutcaster Monte Cristo, because we're buddies.
Christopher.
As weird as it sounds. He's kind of a buddy of Cass and I, and he told us to watch it, and it was outstanding. So this has very similar vibes. It's about a player who's definitely not double lift, who has been an all-star at League of Legends for forever, that is kind of the star power, that has gotten comfy in his success, that screams and is toxic AF to every other player on his team. And then also another person who's definitely not, what was his name? Started with a D, like Detchins or something weird. Definitely not that kid who came and like threatened his space. It does look like esports, and it's done by the same people who did American Vandal, which was very much a like whodunit puzzle.
Yeah.
And then I forget who did it.
I do, because it doesn't matter. It's the story.
But you think you know, and it throws you.
You're
a
sure
lot.
that you know. And
I remember
over and over and over and over
and
again.
there were
it's really
2
interesting.
seasons, and they had wildly different answers to who did it. The second one was way grosser.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun to watch.
From the production angle, one of the things that excites me about these producers, and Tony Yacenda and Dan Peralt are the showrunners for American Vandal and for Players. One of the coolest things about is they cast entirely unknowns. Like, Kat and I are pretty prolific in knowing people.
Yeah.
Especially actors. Most of these people are from nothing I've ever heard of. I didn't recognize anybody in American Vandal. They're absolutely unknown, and not enough people are doing that. And these are big productions, and so them casting people, the writing staff, a lot of these people are just absolute unknowns, and they're good.
Which is not only a good thing to do for just like promoting new talent, is also extremely, extremely helpful for a mockumentary to get lost and like they're strangers to you, so you don't find yourself like thinking about the acting as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't have done that. He's Tom Cruise. Like, it just...
Yeah, it makes it feel a lot more immersive and believable as, like, a documentary or a found footage or whatever it is you're going for.
Yeah. It's...
But yeah, first 3 episodes drop on Paramount Plus on June 16th, with one coming out every Thursday after that. In the meantime, if you want to see a really good documentary, find Breaking Point, Team Liquid Breaking Point. You can find it online in random spots.
And if you want to see a really good story, look at American Vandal on Netflix. The first season, if you're squeamish, don't watch the second season.
Yeah. If you're too squeamish, don't watch the first season, because it's rough in the first season as well, just not as much. But if you ever want to see people talk about, like, of course not, that's not how I draw dicks, I always have the ball hairs on there, that kind of humor. If that's vaguely amusing to you, Or if it like every time I draw a dick, I like to draw the little droplets out the end. That kind of like detective work is so funny.
So good. It's so well done.
So yeah, what do we got out? What else out there? Video games.
I have video games.
I got video games too. So.
What you got for video games, Jason?
Mine's pretty quick, but finally, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, and the game will be called Survivor.
Is Cameron coming?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We do not know yet. I
My not short ginger.
not very sure.
Cameron Monaghan.
Hang on, I'm trying to find my picture. Yeah, I don't have anything else except that they just announced what the game is going to be. There was some controversy this week though, because apparently like they did push for a person of color or female lead and were shot down on the first game.
Here's all of our surprised faces.
I know. Look at me. I'm shocked as hell. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Jedi Fallen Order. It's a great game.
Hard for me to be mad.
I really did like the game too.
Yeah.
You know, but that is what I have the image and I just forgot to put it in there. But yeah, it is. God, why am I? Jedi. Yep, Jedi Survivor. It's coming from EA, who hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. They got this one right.
Thanks, EA.
I couldn't fault them on this. This is one of the games of the year. So hey. So yeah, it's short. We're getting a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I would like to make the argument that what's her name that you find at the end should be a playable character.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I haven't played a lot of Fallen Order, so I can't bring up.
They haven't made a figure of her, so I don't remember.
Exactly, and I just know Cameron because it's Cameron Monaghan, and I'm in love with him. But I'm excited. Like I want to play the first one all the way through. I didn't get a chance to.
Oh man, you missed the ending.
I know I did.
The
Do you have a copy for me?
Huh?
I didn't think so.
What now?
Do you have a copy for me?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you have an Xbox copy?
What?
No, it wasn't. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, the ending to that game is like just, holy crap, I'm about to die. That's like.
If you don't feel that at the end of a video game, it's a good video
No.
game.
This is like I'm sure I'm about to die.
Gotcha.
Like there is no doubt. I'm not like. Admittedly, at the end of the game, I just want to throw the controller out. Okay, fine. I'm dead. That's it.
I'm dead.
I accept this.
I died.
I'm just gonna walk away right now. So yeah, I am excited for Jedi Survivor. Bring it on. Give me a trailer. Give me some details. I need them. I need Star Wars games in my veins, baby. So that's it.
I want to swing around my light sword.
What else we got?
We have another character joining the ranks of DC magicians. Actually, you think of DC Comics magicians. Who do you think of?
I think it's Zatanna first off.
I think of Constantine. You don't think of Jason Todd then?
But
You know Jason Todd, the famous DC sorcerer?
the D-bag, yeah, I know.
I love Jason.
The Red Hood?
Todd.
Bar.
He has magic now, I guess. The new Gotham Knights confirmed that you're gonna create like little circles that you walk on. But it's Jason Todd. But he's a magician now. Like,
Did he get this power when he was resurrected by Ra's al Ghul?
that's one of the implications, and I read a couple articles. It's one of the is that like, yeah, he got raised by Ra's al Ghul, and then but like, that's not part of his character. Can we not?
I mean, honestly, we don't know what's part of his character. It's the Red Hood. That's his whole thing. But it's like, these are the details that we're going to be like, this is definitely factual. So, like, magic, first of all. And we're like, wait, you don't want to go over, like, how old is he? Well, let's jump straight to magician. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone has, like, given him this ability.
Here's my thing.
I'm good.
Batman gadgets, right?
Uh-huh.
Batman has shark repellent, canonically. Couldn't you just give him a something gadget can do this thing? Like, did you have to make it magic?
This is an outstanding example of DC and how well their production team works. This is like them coming out and saying, we're ready to confirm something for sure canonically. The Joker has a cat. Okay? Like, it's not any of the answers of any of the questions that anyone's ever had, and we can't, like, place it in our mind in what the rest of his canon looks like. So confirming this
I'm actually
is
looking forward to
bonkers.
playing Gotham Knights.
I
actually
am too.
do want to try this game. But damn.
Well, I do have bad news for you on that front. You're gonna need to get that PS5.
Only gonna be PS5?
PS4 and Xbox One, they confirmed they're not doing it.
Oh,
I know!
Well, alright, so.
yeah, Series S, X, Series, the new Xbox.
for real?
And the PS5.
Not even downloadable?
That's what they said.
Well, it's probably not
Oh,
even
and
going to be
PC.
out for a minute, right? Like,
It's not, it comes out October 25th.
probably.
I mean, they already
possibly.
pushed back the,
Although we got more delays this week. Not
I mean,
God
they
of
pushed
War,
back
but we got.
Suicide Squad
yeah,
till the Justice
till
League,
next-
too.
No, we got Deadening
That-
Silence from God of War, which isn't great news.
But look, we're seeing stuff for God of War now. We're seeing video, we're seeing cuts. I'm
Speaking
getting
of,
excited.
put that in my veins.
I'm getting excited. Like when they started fighting the wolf, I'm like, oh, okay.
They
okay.
just don't want us to forget that Ragnarok doesn't solely, like, refer to Marvel properties.
Right. So, okay, yeah, we're waiting on Gotham Knights, and apparently I gotta get a
Speaking
PS5
of which,
now.
there's something really important for God of War. Did you know that Atreus got his first pube?
Why do I need to know that?
I'm just saying, Red Hood has magic as long as we're going over other just unnecessary bullshit.
Talk about big reveals.
I did
like,
that
have
for you
nothing
because
to
I
do
knew
with-
that you wouldn't be able to keep it together.
Somebody get an enchanted crowbar. I hate Jason. I hate Jason.
I have a crowbar at home.
Fine. Like, I don't care
Remember-
about him. He's never been my favorite.
Remember, Jason, I got a crowbar that I can hit people with.
I don't think
Just
he
remember-
likes them.
Exactly.
Just remember when they had the vote where you called in, like, does he live or does he die?
Oh, yeah.
I voted die.
And then you did admit feeling a little guilty of it after when
Yeah,
you
it's kinda
saw.
like, I didn't think it was going to really. I didn't think it was really going to happen.
And they did it brutal.
I was like, yeah, kill Jason Donald. Like, and it was like, oh, they really did it.
Oh.
He's all the way did.
He didn't do
And that was like one of those extra charge phone calls, and I got in trouble for too. Like,
just to make sure
it
that
was
you
like
killed Jason.
$1.99 to make the call.
I do want you to know, Jason, just by the way, Jason Todd is one of Mia's favorite Robins.
Whoops.
Should get over it.
Oh, she won't.
I mean, who is Jason Todd competing with, honestly, for
Tim
best
Drake?
Robin?
Yes, actually, Tim is
The best Robin.
Okay, but
Tim is her second
Drake
favorite- is
even
her other
really
favorite.
a Robin? Like,
What?
when you think of him, do you think of him as Robin?
Who?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't actually have an opinion.
Red Robin.
The only
Yum.
the only
Tim is
Robin
the best Robin.
the only
Hands
Robin
down.
I've ever like.
Yeah,
The best Robin is no
Dick
Robin.
Grayson sucks.
Well, Dick did his own thing. He's not.
No. Yeah.
But he wasn't the best
Such
Robin.
an emo little.
Every Robin is an
That's
emo
true.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Not Stephanie.
that's true.
Stephanie's chill.
Yeah, but not the best Robin.
No.
Anyway,
What else we got in video games?
that's it for me.
I don't have anything for video games.
What other categories are there?
Well, I got one in video games, sort of, in Overwatch League, which I begrudgingly got into long enough to watch Dallas Fuel lose to Houston.
Oh, no.
I saw
Anyway.
it. I saw it before
I didn't
started
even
the match. and
know
started
it
to
was
watch
live.
Yeah.
What does that tell
Oh.
you? Like, I didn't even know that. They did a first, which is they had to redo an attack for an illegal move out of spawn. Something. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, get it together. Like, if it's in the, the ASDF keys, is it an illegal move? Get it together. Take it out of the game.
Okay, when they did the Zarya grab off the very, very top on Hollywood, like, it's just, is that a glitch? Maybe. But they didn't whine about it. Like, how do they define illegal move?
I mean, it's one of those things, like, it's not a glitch. It was an unknown about the movement, but it wasn't a glitch. This goes back to, like, I'm going to lose everyone, including you,
I'm ready.
actually, for this. This goes back to like World Cup or Apex Champion 2016 vibes with like Eska and Dorado's I think it was Eska and doing the Dorado. They Maywalled over a spot in Dorado on attack and pulled the whole team over the wall behind the other team. I think this was
I do remember
Blue
you mentioned
Africans, the blue or whatever, behind to like and just flat out.
Okay, but that's iconic.
That kind of thing is iconic. This is just like it's playing with what exists in the game.
Exactly.
if it's allowed in the game
Currently.
then I personally don't see an issue with it.
Yeah.
And actually, like, you brought that up, and that actually made me think of something that's been happening in 14. So, one thing that happens in 14 is Final Fantasy 14. And this is
We're all such
unofficial.
giant nerds, both of us. Yeah, 14.
Yeah, go on.
This is all unofficial stuff, but whenever they release like high-end content, the fans will put together like a world race to see which static group of people can get through it first. And they recently released the Dragon Song Reprise, which is basically a giant trial replaying through the Heaven's Word storyline. Which, oh goodness, that was a long one, and two, every time they would get through one phase, another phase would start, and everyone was like, I don't even know if there's an end to this at this point. I think there's like 5 phases to this fight. And there's so many, like, if you do this, and this, and this. And so there's a lot of really complex mechanics. And in order to even unlock this, what they call an Unreal Trial, you have to finish the current Savage content, which is also extremely hard. I can't do it. But people have been using, like, auto callers that are, like, will tell you from what's in the game. Like, it's connected to the game, and it will tell you when a move is happening, so you can react to it. Which is a third-party tool, which I don't necessarily have an issue with that per se, especially if your group's not doing call-outs, so you have no idea what's happening. It's very easy to get lost in these fights. But there are plugins you can put in that will tell you where, like, the area markers are going to get dropped, and some of the teams that were getting close to World First and don't quote me on this, I don't remember. I think one of the teams that did get World First were using some of those tools. And so it sent everyone in an uproar, like they shouldn't have been recognized as World First if they were cheating. Which, the call-out bot, I'm not going to necessarily go with cheating. That one's like a iffy. The other one was, or some of it was like, move left, move right, move forward, move here.
But that's not even in the game.
It's not
That's
even
what
in
you're
the
talking
game.
about. This
Yeah.
things that
like,
are physically in the game.
Like, it has sparked a debate on what counts. And whether or not people that use some of these tools to help, because there are some people that play this game that are colorblind and they can't see these markers at all.
Oh, but that's the game's fault.
That is the game's fault. And no one ever bats an eye at it, but then now it's become an issue.
This is my deal. If it is accessible to both teams, if it is in the vanilla of the game, like the current just main release, and if it is if the game requires everyone to be on the same, like, edition anyway, like the same patch, then fucking go for it. Trying to break the game engine is a long, storied, and valued part of speedrunning games, of competitive games. This is what we do. I was watching an Elden Ring one-shot D&D campaign.
Oh my god.
Where they introduced a spectral horses stacking, like, to try and get over a gap. It was Matt Mercer's one shot with Brennan in it. He could not keep it together. He was laughing so hard. This is what we do.
I mean, if the game allows you to do it, you should be allowed to do it.
Be like Matt Mercer and laugh hysterically and encourage them. Marisha brought it up, by the way, and Brennan was sitting there like, yes.
That's very much the vibe.
But yeah, let gamers game. What else we got? Anything else for games?
No.
There is a new Overwatch 2 bug where sometimes when you ult as D.Va, you get teleported back to spawn.
I mean, I found that happens when I ult as D.Va all the time. But it's because somebody shot me in the face a lot.
Yeah.
And because I thought Baby Diva's pistol was too OP. I was watching a game. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was Twilight, who used to be on Vancouver, and a D.Va ulted in the point on Ilios, and it was Lighthouse, like in the Lighthouse. The fight was over. They had lost. Twilight was playing Ana, ran in, slept the D.Va, ran out, let the mech explode, ran back in, and killed her just to be an asshole. And it was the most amazing thing of Twilight just being like, we're done with this. Okay, what else we got? We got movie news or general nerd news? What else we
I
got?
got some very general nerd news.
Go!
It was announced today that a new collaboration between Lego is happening.
Oh,
And it's Transformers!
of course.
Hell yeah.
They
Could not be playing to a deader audience. Like,
No.
all three of us are like,
their new
okay.
Optimus Prime. It is.
I saw him.
Yeah, I do have a video for that. I'm just trying to go to it. So it's pretty cool because it's fully transformable. You don't have to take any parts or like change it around. It's 18 inches tall. Going to retail at about, well, we don't need to talk about the price. Wait, my wife doesn't watch this show. Okay.
$7. $8.
No. So it's a 2-in-1 kit. Will retail for approximately $139. Dang. No, I'm sorry. $169. $169. It is a
Not.
1,508 piece set. This is their
That's cool.
this is their 18 plus. But also, I like to say that guy was not Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime, as I've noted in the article. I do not like that they found somebody to badly voice Optimus Prime when, as I said in the article,
It's
quote,
Lego. That's
No,
their
no, no, no.
business.
Their
Their business
I will
model
keep
is giving
knocking
actors to badly
the
imitate
not
other
Optimus
actors.
Prime voice, as I said, when you can't see Peter Cullen clearly sitting right over there by what I can only assume is a fireplace with a dog, a cup of coffee, and a comfortable chair as he looks out of a wooden cabin out of a window at peace with the world. That's just me. Anyway,
I would have badly voiced him for much cheaper.
Yeah.
it's going to be
Aside from Clark Gregg, they can't get anybody.
13.5 inches tall. This thing was great, and you get his blaster, you get his axe, you get an energon cube, you get the Matrix. I want and desire this.
I don't want to hear anything from you
do you
until
mean?
you get me that tall neck from Horizon Zero Dawn.
I got some
Or Forbidden West, rather.
I got some bad news about the tall neck.
What?
I didn't get one.
You didn't get one at all?
They sold
I bet they did.
out
I bet they
quick.
did. Yeah.
Like I expected
they're cool.
at least till I get home, you know?
Did you see the release that said that unfortunately they will not be stepping on our necks? Not even if we ask
Don't
nicely.
even, no. Anyway. So yeah, the tall neck kits, they are going to release some more, but they don't have any right now. And I was really disappointed. I really wanted that.
I really want one.
I mean, Lego would find a new life if they'd release like 3D print kits. Like, that's really where.
You don't need 3D print. They're Legos. You build it into whatever you want it to be.
So 3D print the pieces.
You know, that
It'd be
would
that
help.
hard. Yeah.
That would
There
help
we
a
go.
lot.
There we go.
I mean, even I'm not that great at 3D printing, and I could still get the specificity. Not to mention, you could scale it to make really cool, bigger things or smaller
Imagine
things if you
a
wanted.
transforming
Life-size-
Lego Optimus Prime.
Life-size tall neck.
This
Life-size
is
tall
a
neck.
transformable Lego Optimus.
That literally you could
Life-size
do
Sonic.
that with no extra skill required.
First off, I think Lego will come to your house and beat you like Kevin Feige if you leaked a Marvel. If you ever stole anything of theirs.
I'm just saying that they
What
could
are they-
sell the
Are they,
plans.
are they Swedish or Dutch?
Lego?
Yeah. Is that
They
Dutch
were
company?
Swiss.
I think they'll,
not be.
I think they'll come to your house and beat the crap out of you.
Life-size tall neck.
I mean, then they already would have done it
it
because I have a stainless steel and silver mix Lego cast ring that you can put real Lego pieces in to be the jewels.
Okay, that's
wear
fun.
it sometime.
That's fun.
Oh, and one of my friends has the other piece that it fits into.
Oh,
At
that's
that point,
cute.
a life size. I just want to live in Horizon at that point. Okay.
And enjoy
not a fun
stealthing
world.
everywhere from
There's
then
less.
on.
Why not? There's less.
Enjoy
humans
being
around.
fewer. Enjoy being really, really, really subtle until you're trying to repel from something. And then just
With the Aloy is like inches away from death with every damn thing she
Constantly.
does.
We're not even going to discuss at the beginning of Forbidden West with the spaceship and the only way to get out of this mess is to topple this entire building.
Like you end up killing these creatures later on without needing to drop a shuttle on them.
Yeah,
But she's like, nah. Well,
I love it.
kind of respect that a bit, but also no. This was completely unnecessary.
I'm just saying their
Go ahead.
entire whole thing is about risk mitigation until they jump off before double checking their rappelling rope. Like,
You know what?
it can't all be
want to
logical.
hook up a carabiner to that mess?
Is it the coolest thing ever? Yes, it fucking is. But like, that doesn't excuse the lack of caution she showed. Irresponsible. Like the cutouts in your legs.
Anyway, also this kit will be available in LEGO stores June 1st. They're accepting no pre-orders for them. This is a good luck, everybody.
Do you think it's because of what happened?
They did the same
Forbidden?
thing with Forbidden. It was the same
and
thing.
it
You
just
could not-
still happened?
You couldn't pre-order when they which fair.
Yeah.
No scalpers. You got to go. You have to go into the store to get them or get them online. And Lego is good about limiting what they sell online. Usually, it's limit of 2. So yeah, I kind of missed out on the tall neck and I'm salty about it, but I'll probably be trying to get this Optimus Prime and maybe build it on a little speed build or something. Anyway.
If you ever get your hands on a tall neck, though, I will build it with you.
If I would have gotten my hands on one,
stream.
you would have known, okay? Instead, it was just coming home and just kind of being really disappointed in life. So,
Maybe you guys should
Hashtag every
do.
day.
You guys should do like a time lapse video or something because watching somebody build Lego live on stream is the worst TV I've ever heard.
understand,
Like,
like, when
but
I miss out on something like I mean to buy, like with the tall, like I got home, I kind of just sit here and just look at the screen for like at least 5 minutes, like it's going to change.
Yeah, sometimes when we get here for the next week's episode, I'm pretty sure he hasn't changed because he's still waiting for the PS5 to pop up as like a buyable option. What else we got in any other stories? This is the free for all. What do you got?
I have a movie.
Go.
All right, so from various creators that worked in Miyazaki or in Studio Ghibli, we have a movie that is coming out. It did come out last year, but it's finally coming out to the United States called The Deer King. And the description reads as thus: in the aftermath of a brutal war, former soldier Van toils in a mine controlled by the ruling empire. One day, his solitary experience is upended, and a pack of wild dogs carrying a deadly and incurable disease attack, leaving only Van and a young girl named Yuna as survivors. Finally free, the pair seek out a simple existence in the countryside, but are pursued by nefarious forces. Intent on bringing Yuna at all costs, intending on protecting Yuna at all costs, Van must uncover the truth, cause of plague, and blah blah blah. Basically, this feels very much like a weird mix between Princess Mononoke and Balto, and I'm here for it. It looks so pretty.
There was a movie that came out 2013-ish called The Girl with All the Gifts. It's got a little bit of that vibe, too. I did screenshot where it just said fear and hate blind people. That's all that was on the screen. Extremely rude.
Like, it looks really good.
This one made a
beautiful.
splash, I think, in Japan. That was pretty popular.
Yep, and it will be hitting our theaters specifically July 2022 on the 13th and the 14th. So this isn't going to be like it's going to stick in theaters, it seems. It seems like it's going to be like a couple of day affair.
Like a Fathom event thing.
Yeah.
They've been doing some Studio Ghibli stuff.
So therefore, mark your calendars if you want to go see this so that you can make sure to get to the theater. And in the meantime, make sure to go check out your local theater to watch Prince of Tennis. It is in theaters.
One of those is much more likely than the other one. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
I will buy the ticket of anyone that wants to go watch it with me. I'm just saying.
I can't help you out. I wish I could. I wish I could.
Oh, I'm busy. No, I'm joking.
busy
I
the
gotta wash
whole
my
time.
hair.
Well, cool.
If you'll meet me in my house, maybe. Anyway, what else we got for news?
I've got a new Marvel character being introduced.
Go.
Yes, Marvel Voices Pride is currently running in Marvel Comics. The first issue's coming out in June, and we are introduced to one of our first new mutant heroes, and her name is Escapade, Sheila Sexton. She is also Marvel's first trans superhero.
Two things. First, yay! Second, just now.
Sexton.
Yeah, I don't anyway.
Better late than never.
Also, her costume is like the most practical costume I've ever seen for superhero. She's got the April O'Neil jumpsuit and a jacket, and what I can only assume is a holster. His friend Morgan Red, who's basically going to be her girl in the chair or guy in the chair, and this one, they're genetically engineered flying turtle hibbert.
Run that by me again.
They're genetically engineered flying turtle hibbert.
Love it. I'm sold.
Yes.
Into it, yeah.
Her
Yes.
if you go to Marvel.com, by the way, there is a great article about her. A great article with her creator. I'm trying to find her powers because she's actually super powerful. She basically can. Okay, she can instantaneously switch physical locations with another person or trade any specific physical or abstract attribute such as possessions, organizational skills, organizational status, skills, superhuman powers, and even situations. Limitations: she can only maintain this for a few hours and must be within 7 feet of her target. I am curious how the hell they're going to make this work. I need to see this work.
Oh yeah.
Did you say 7? 7 feet?
7 feet of her target. Yes.
I'm assuming to initiate.
Yes, to initiate it, she has to be within 7 feet.
Yeah.
Incredibly specific.
But also, think about it. I mean, they once had a character named Sync in Marvel who was capable of mimicking anybody else's powers.
Yeah.
And he was extremely powerful. So I'm seeing a lot of that here, especially with Sync's still around, too. So I could see her maybe being taught, but like, she's 7 feet within Professor X. Boom.
Do we know pronouns? She, they?
Well,
Pronouns? She, her, she, they?
Did the article refer to her as she?
Yes, she, and Morgan is he. So
What about Hibbert?
Hibbert is a turtle, so I'm not sure.
I'm not going to offend Hibbert by getting Hibbert's pronouns.
Obviously, the turtle didn't express the pronouns.
I do love the art style. She looks kind of like...
She's cute.
She kind of has that thing about her like I like about Squirrel Girl. Kind of goofy, but capable.
Yeah. I like her. Her hair has that kind of... It's kind of crazy in the back. And I really
she's got like
that.
the blue thing going on.
She's got like blue hair underneath, which is
I figured y'all can
stupid.
appreciate that. But the artwork is
blue
just
hair.
super nice. I got another shot.
Who does peekaboo these days?
I know, right? Like, it's so weird.
And apparently, Morgan actually makes gadgets and stuff for her
Cool.
to use too, which is going to be kind of cool. I love this shot of her like blazing over the water. I love this art style. I'm down for this. I like new stuff in comics. So hey,
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's about time. F the haters. And more like this, please.
Yes.
It does have a Squirrel Girl vibe.
I want her jacket so much.
Yeah.
I see
really cute.
a ton of cosplayers appreciating
Absolutely,
the simplicity
yes.
This
of
is
costume.
cosplay bait in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at it. You get the blue boots. I kind of look. It's very practical, but I do like the superhero costumes. I hope this is like a mock-up. This is a work in progress.
And that's pretty
it's cool.
standard
Yeah.
to have that kind of go from one to the other.
Yeah. So yay! Welcome Escapade to the Marvel Universe. Who knows? Maybe one day into the MCU.
Hopefully.
Speaking of the MCU, though, I do have
Go on.
I got a bone to pick. We did learn this week that Kamala Khan's powers in Miss Marvel will not be the same as in the comic. We're not getting embiggening. We're not getting stretchy body parts and all that stuff. It is going to be more of a cosmic nature, and they said it's going to play. They said they need to do that to make her have a bigger standing on the stage in the MCU, and I completely disagree with this right now. Kamala does just fine with the powers that she has in the comics.
I will say, historically, stretching on screen has gone incredibly poorly.
Sometimes
I'm looking at you every Fantastic Four movie, and I'm looking at the guy that got kicked off The Flash.
I will agree with Cass.
It's gone very poorly.
I will completely agree with you on this one.
Well, when I see it, I think Wonder Woman origin story, that sometimes there's too much, like, in kind of left field, like the invisible plane. I supported them taking that out because they had, like, powers that are just over here and over here and over here, and not a compelling way to tell a story around a person with those powers.
See, the funny thing, one of the animated shows, they made the invisible plane work, which I was kind of shocked at. They made it work. When they went over to Earth 2, she stole Owlman's plane that had a cloaking device, and it became damaged and the cloaking device didn't turn off.
Oh, I do like that.
There's a difference, though, between making something that can work on screen and having a need for it to tell the story you're telling.
But also in that same movie at the end, Flash goes to run off and like hit something.
That's
and it's
the problem with the invisible plane.
And he just yells,
"You can't park it anywhere."
He falls to the
They
ground. You
showcase
see his
that
hand
incredible.
go up, why did you keep this thing? And she's like, spoils of war.
You can't park it anywhere.
I mean, yeah.
Any super phallic elements you want to cut from Wonder Woman, I'm not going to be that mad at. But
Also,
like,
she can fly.
Yeah. But that wasn't in the first movie.
It should have been.
she
I
jumped.
thought she was flying like a little bit. She was moving a little
She
bit.
did at the
They changed
end.
how it worked, but she couldn't just straight up like Superman fly.
Yeah, that's why I like, Justice League Unlimited. She could just straight up fly. Boom, done.
But they got her
she
there
flied
eventually.
At the end, she jumped off the building, like the very, very end, and she's over listening to the city, and then she just effed off.
Yeah, but they built that up over like 2 movies.
No,
she
the
can't
very
fly
end
until
of
the
the
80s.
first one. She jumped off at the very end of the first one.
That's in 2016.
Right.
They built that power up over a little bit, so they might do a little bit of that with Kamala Khan. That she
We'll
gains
see.
more powers, but also they might just change it.
We'll see.
That's okay.
They've clearly made a change, and I'm willing to deal with it because I like
I'm not
the
mad
character.
at it. She's powerful AF, and they've already had some troublesome power creep, and like, but how did this person lose?
Is there anybody that you can think of?
So that's it for our show this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Check us out on supercoolnerdshow.com. Check out our Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and all the places where we are. But if you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BetterCat.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Corodono Art for all things Suikoden and art related. You can also follow me on chaotic_noodle on Twitter for all things Final Fantasy related.
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Good Cass.
Twitter and Instagram at JasonX.
Yeah, and keep an eye on all of our stations for all the cool stuff we're doing, and we're going to continue to do and do even more. And have a good night, as we always like to say around here. Keep on nerding.